I've tended a song to sing to you with, to hold my mouth to your teeth and mutter to each a tiny song, to gather in a swell of trails, 1,000 tiny Volvos sliding through your neck, a song of tenderness rippling through the trees, of banishment, a curtailed species bungeed in the face of its harness, how I could hold you in a limbless clot just above the water where we could lay curled in our chests. Hold me like the impending sugs, the silence to touch our skin. And in this spasm, just above the bone, poison in the ear, deluged in silence, the train it wakes up disappointed, lean on your exit, no windows, level the walls, pay to crouch contorted on the floor, take it back, be ephemeral. No term of grit, filleting gentlest whirring meadow, British analytics, British fisheries. To the Elizabeth line I gurgle, God, accept my tiny quivering ephemera. Tell me I am the universe. Trip me for the first time to the woods, the crook. Earth has fallen off since you ruined my life. I destined it should be. And what is sovereignty? Look, innate rota. So what is that cultural loss we are rolled up in? Angels, deference, bodies, soils, salts, wires, tubes. To see what saying is, brave-hearted shit for tongue, beats you over and over. The stars which hail the night who wakes to pay £54.40, crunched to the British floor at the British spec with its British conditioning. Air, the distant glimmering engram, technocrats, guess who's gone in their pants again. Jack Monroe is a snowflake thrown across the air, brave and missing fingers cracked in plastic hail. Diane Abbott is a snowflake smashed to a clot of loss. C.N. Lester is a snowflake. Water is a snowflake. Toilet is a snowflake. Air is a snowflake. Care is a snowflake. Something in this world that seems to fall open. I build my haunted list to crescendo in this moment. A call to the radio, thrashing the world, my meanings tooled up and remorseless, or just to make this joke softly to you, my grandparent thinks that Suggs is creeping towards the door, but it might be encroaching madness. Everything's covered in severance when my soft voice broke over the soft joke phone radio into you and whispered, my grandparent lies softly by the door. I wait there, like Suggs does as the trouble impends, like breached madness. She thinks I'm coming up to the door. My long Suggs fingers pierce the impending darkness and make a small, soft noise. Wipe out the surface. A box of mouths. I think it's time for a reasoned debate. A local man, a soft father, stopped cutting to a beautiful daughter, standing up to a little curled up plastic fingers being wasted to death in heaps of soily tubes like hands, those plastic gloves who come alive to open into graves and death, switch onto a gorgeous life. A local, beautiful, failing man, a dead in watered surface shrine, a toddler dressed as a gamekeeper wafts onto the creaking balcony. For a moment, perfection trembles inside a vacated meadow. I pray to God, my tiny voiceless soul, where could you have gone? No life, anti-inhabitor, former sea mammal. It is now here are the useful terms, living as part of a terror. Net, weight, poise, net, our soft power, unrivaled. I love you too much for this soft-fingered heart. Crush it, nail it, nomad. A string of lanterns is hanging in the rain outside a porter cabin by Finsbury Park. It hurts us all, except the country you are listening. I don't for one second imagine, but my friends are beginning to die. I love you too much destroyed. What a thing to say in a civilized node. Like we are the slow and cutting detritus of our lives. Baton is the cruciate, attached to a mouth made of bins, already an anachronism. A fading remnant of broken life, chewing its own dead face like a lamprey on fire. You can't say that. You've a nice flat. Buy a fucking hat. Sing a shit song. Have a shit time. Electro swing is a personal favourite of mine. There were no Morris dancers before 1844. Where did it come from? Where did everything come from? You burned Ryanair's 20% of 390 million euros generation identity sent down in that fucking room with your eyes, my tiny burgled fingers snap off, stuck in rubber, not correctly fitted, a penny a glove, the trigger passionately poised at the police line. What it means to do your own life back to you. So the service user now has this notion of returning, to travel at least along portions of the life, which are not occluded by engrams. Like that lifeless man, I wrenched the lid to collude the agitated flume, tired found grip to clear for once for blessed weather, taught to nail after nail up, gradually dying, I said. Instead, as I inched herself forward, a diminution. Ali Dawa, Lucia Brown, Charlotte Church is a snowflake. Petition. You woke me up and ruined my life, my bedside aching through the night. Your eyelids flashed with rage and pain that couldn't later have sustained the agonies I kept pressed down for years just below the ground. And now, as though to open up, corrupt myself and touch the cup. Another morning burrowed in the autumn who destroyed my skin. And once again, I stared at you and wondered what our life could do. And all too soon, a voice appeared like Dennis Potter's demon smeared my face, familiar with his reallocated torment vis-a-vis a perfect daughter, mine, society has left behind. So what then for a clod like me, when only demons can I see, and yet won't name a single one in case they say my sense has gone. And so instead I supplement a silverback who heaven sent to lie for me and make us strong, slaughter you for to be wrong. I am not that fucking stupid. You don't see the ages pass before begins the horrid task of hating me like quills from Cupid. Make me vengeful, strong and gallant, wringing out the lamprey's pain, switch my heart back off again until the pain becomes apparent. Even then, just switch the blame, so long as all of some disdain makes anybody else aberrant. Demons saw from me at night to exercise my speech is right, to have its cancellations say, like Morris dancers stuck in May. My speech conducts my thoughts to move my hands into the empty groove of never knowing, always being. Mindfulness, this time with feeling. Am I all right for time? Great. All right, I'm going to try and do this one. This one's called Hopelessness. The point is bursting in her cage. The meat is soft and boiled. The skin is Luger shrapnel. The stains are done and coupled. A tiny person wrapped in grey with flecks of red and yellow, gone into the silent mud, and speak to her forever. So I on and on, to meet and dance and sweat and pop, to when must on, for out I go and on and live and laugh and love. I love, I live, I laugh, I on, for on, to live, to laugh, to leak and inch for scurvy, on, to sick and move like meat and pop and swing and hopeless, on, to never bolt. I on, I live, I laugh and love, like hope, like dead, sad wart and network job would put this body popped and sex the price and stop and on and on and on and on and drop. We make, we live, new songs, we list, we build, we hope. Spit are gone. To live, we laugh, we thought, I pray, and on. I can, I on, I won't, I will, I can. A problem, put it back, it all back on. To suck like ground, I forceless on. To chant the names, incant the naught, as if to stand, but not to move, would not to wheel and on. So no, so when in silk miasma on. To laugh, to live, to force, for us would not the weight be taught and measured flat, would off and become a veil. On, insistent choice, but nothing, shrouded base to live, on, off, sourced and hit and burnt to plastics, on, convulsed, not set on fire, leak-proof skin of burning mermaids, onward shot or corpse you back, to bow inert, I blank the pivot, loss of self is stained up sick, would tackle workplace false, and on in scaline fucking air to weed and tense and some, and peels and back skin shut, pour on, incisor through the eye, the needle, Jesus cupped this face with iron lungs, scratched off, and on and on and on, and grilled to putty. Not yourself, so if so, eyes, not just propped up, but shed like living, laughing, love, and on and on and on and on. Wake up, you fucking ankle deep, wake up, my life is spread with dreaming clusters up her aching chest, neck down to soil, I punch and on to ground the will that was and not as ever, not or never gained, for else could be, closing down the sandy woodlands hard and sucked the outflow tides, but sunk in cloying mud, far down is gone or dragged back out to sea. Back 1 inch and move away to cry out based against the sky, would not foresee or trust retention gave, or shuddering in your graves, who compost tender in the woods, or scatter up in nitrous phloem. What at best a glint to know when has you crushed these human birds that weld and on again, but no, trusted sick and make to shape up greedy smears that outlet's heart my sea as love itself is buried. Don't hold back your hands stripped bare. I didn't, or laugh and love the words. There is another failured sky, so cut and wake up soil and drip, not here, but if you do not touch, oh too, as well as fur has damped to kill an edge with no will further pressed, pneumatic pretext stains the crossed out measure, not again. I can, I will, unceasing power that surges, not solutions, grape and parcel, tiny hooks for feet and cage. I popped apart and on and cracked and hopped for life, but broke to meet where two will see, and both you and you as evermore to fuck will go and cancel logic or no, and either no, then cycle due to more. With apathy or wasted outflow, tired the deck crumpled through to light, so not but gone erode to tide to take with so gone you. You were and are not here, but how and on, as if to broken no, inside, but you, ever here, no will or not, so when not ever here, so not now gone, to you forever left, and thereabout you turn, so never more to know again, drawn out in filthy dreams. Mud to mud, let up and rise to throat your foot for burial, to stop like heads reformed on bastard twitches, I and I. For you return to rise in mud, the throat I shit to sing for, as if you fucking clutch the wooden roof so wet appears. All too meant rotates and falls to live and laugh and love and on and on and on and on and love and live and lilt in fire. And shall we pray again, my love, to who? To God, that's wrong. Then how? To start our help in ages past, that lift is sinking down. I am going now. I am going to let go of you. Don't let go. Please hold on to the great, to the gate. All the days of our lives, in green, in red, in grey, no more, on, hold tight, I hear the bells, I fall, the lift, I am the lift, I am your help, and lift and sink to no avail, and on there is, you are, I go, you stay, now, go, you wait, yes, wait, no, I must hold, leave not, fuck you, solid state, in here, poke it, stuff your eye, I hope, you needle, alone, change. Get lifted out of great, whose sea won't go, then hearten back, and message good or vellum is so done with you that not to think is not go back and get back and back and back and love and live and laugh and love and so on and on and on in early daybreak lurch like spluttered vomit. You as well, Pasco, here not crocodile, you hold that sweet toy in your arms, go back and down in leaking lift, corrode the empty sky of place, more to more on as you go and on and on and on. I get that, and I get you, that more would come to me to make it yours again. Wrench that stifled glass right down your egging throat in yellow life, so stretching sharp as barred, I made it senseless, put back on in shit, in streams uphill, dragged there by dogs, a naked grey and red. No, soft random bottomed husk of person there asleep. There is another kind of sky that softly trilled our bones. Cancelled back to infinite the breaking chord, your hand lift from the sinking, leaking bone of sky that shreds the chord. So always known, you see it happen. Look away like hopeless daisies, girls and boys. The sky is shredding up from leaking cord and glue today for you that never will go see again. And on and on and on and on to blanket out there is another cancelled air that twists your milky throat back up. It goes to hopeless pieces in your mouth, the cruelest joy. Come out your graves, you leaking spirits, aching in our hopeless throats, the sky that screams the sea back down to stain the emptied shore.